What's up, guys? I haven't made a video in a very long time, but I'm trying to break the streak now. And I want to talk about a game that I have finished twice since it has released, and that game is Resident Evil 9. That game, it's great. I mean, they really knew what they had when they finished it because they were marketing it very strongly and they priced it at $70. And it seems like everyone else in the, community thinks that the game was a hit as well. I mean, 6 million sold copies at $70 USD. That is that is blockbuster money. That is money that some superhero films don't even make. Marvel movies, the really bad ones, some of them made less than that. And they made less than that in a much longer space of time. But you know, I replayed the games before I played 9. I really wanted to have the full experience. So I replayed Resident Evil 2 Remake, I replayed Resident Evil 4 Remake, and I replayed Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8. But that is with a asterisk because I really am bad at puzzles. I'm really bad at puzzles. So I never got around finishing Resident Evil 7. And because of that, I never really gone past Resident Evil 8. Even though there's like light puzzles in that game, I still got stuck. I get stuck so many times no matter what game I'm playing. And Resident Evil 7, that game was great and it felt very long even though when I finished the game, my game the game said I finished it in under 6 hours. I finished it in like 5 hours and 50 minutes, which is crazy because I mean sometimes I didn't even pause the game when I was trying to figure out what to do, like watch a tutorial or something. I, I'm it felt like it was like 20 hours long. And it's paced very well maybe because sometimes a movie can feel like it's 3 hours long when it's really half that. That's what Resident Evil can be like most of the time. And I played Resident Evil 8 and I thought I had a better experience playing Resident Evil 8 than Resident Evil 7. I liked how I liked how blockbuster it felt like at the end, which is the exact part that many people did not like about Resident Evil 8. But that's what I liked about Resident Evil 8 specifically. But besides that, Resident Evil 9, that game is great. It combines what is great about Resident Evil 7 and it improves on the main character. Instead of making Ethan someone you see yourself through, they make it your own. They make it they twink it. They tweak it. Tweak it, I mean. They don't twink it. They make you while still trying to make you feel connected to the character, they make the character their own thing. They try to put the tiniest bit of backstory while not having that be the whole thing. And that helps so much with the whole experience of the story. You feel much more connected to the new character, Grace Ashcroft, even though they were trying so hard with Ethan in 7 and 8, Ethan Winters, they got it so well in Resident Evil 9, even though they weren't trying that hard this time. And Leon's sections, oh my god, they were they were great. Even though I didn't like the Raccoon City part as much. I liked the RPD and what came after that, but I didn't like the part where you had to craft the detonator. I It was not as good as Grace's um puzzle thing. Grace's thing, it's still like a run around, grab this instead of a puzzle thing, but it does feel like a puzzle. Whereas Leon's, it doesn't feel like a puzzle. You're just you know going from A to B until you got all the parts. But one more thing I do want to talk about, which I feel like I'm abruptly switching to a different lane, but I'll do it anyways, is that I really want to see what's going to happen with the Resident Evil movie. It's not even rumored, it's confirmed. Even though a lot of people say it's coming out this year, I really doubt that. There is like no news about anything besides Zach Kreger is directing the movie, and I am so happy about that. I I love barbarians, and I love weapons even more. I remember when I went to see it with my dad during like a Wednesday in like 10 a.m. and it was a near empty movie theater, and we were just having like the best experience in the cinema that we've had like in 2025 ever. Like there was suspense, there was good pacing, there was action, there was absurdity. It really was. It felt like it's definitely, most definitely, top three movies of 2025 for me. And I am so glad that he is the one making the Resident Evil movies. And even though it's not based completely on the games, not based one for one on the games, he's not ad- adapting the games to a movie format. I mean, there's got to be a reason why there's barely anyone who ever does that. It must be really hard to do. It's hard, when you really think about it, yeah, it is hard. It is hard to take a video game and then translate it to a movie because a video game is like 15 to 20 hours and a lot of it is just like shooting people or hitting people and then you walking to the next place and then there's dialogue and exposition in the middle of that and then you get cutscenes in the middle of that. With a movie, it's all cutscenes. So how do you capture? No, you can capture, but how do you translate that into a movie very, very faithfully? It's very hard. It's very hard unless you do something like The Last of Us Part One, where that is very story based, and it feels like you're watching a television show when you're playing that game. But I really think Zach Kreger is the one of the best picks you could pick for Resident Evil. Maybe Sam Raimi, but we got Zach Kreger, and that's great because Zach Kreger. I mean, do you remember the old lady thingy from Barbarian, the weird creepy mama thing from that movie? It's very Stalker from Resident Evil esque, like type casted, whatever. It's very, very similar. She's very, very similar to what you see in Resident Evil with Mr. X or Nemesis or uh, Jack Baker. It, I, I see how maybe there were people who are deciding who should be the maker of the next Resident Evil movie, and they thought Zach Kreger because of Barbarian and the Mama Lady and Weapons. Weapons is a such a well crafted movie. You have incredible pacing. That's something that many film directors fail to do is good pacing. We're in 2026. Most people, pretty much 90% of people my age and around my age, they can't hold their attention for more than like 5 minutes. So, when you're coming out with something that's like 2 hours and a half and it's all revolving with one character and there's no other characters really, it's, well, that was a tangent, but Zach Kreger really is a great addition to the team, ahead of the team for the Resident Evil movie. And as a side note, after speaking about all of that, I'm really sad that Marty Supreme lost. um Timothy Chalamet and Marty Supreme did not win Best Actor. That is so That is such an upset. I don't see how Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor because his performance isn't really very it's hard to explain, but it's really not something that you would give an Oscar to because even though his performance is great and it's experimental with what they did with the twins, it's it's like anybody in their right mind, if they watch both movies, Marty Supreme and Sinners, would say, yeah, the main actor in Marty Supreme is going to be the one who wins the Oscar for Best Actor because it's just a movie that is built around one guy and it's about the performance of one guy. It's about this dude really sinking into a role. That's not what Sinners is. Sinners is a vampire movie. That is a very oversimplification, but at the end of the day, it is about vampires. You know, it's got much more nuance to that, but with Marty Supreme, it's like an actor's stage. It's really him giving it all. And that's just not what Sinners was. Sinners, you can say he deserved it all until the cows come home, but it's not a movie where you give the starring actor the best actor award in the Academy Awards. Well, I finally broke my streak, and if you watched more than 5 minutes of this video, you are the best human being in the whole wide world, man.